Hey Scorpio, I'm Eleanor and this is Peaches by Starlight Tarot, and this is your March general reading. To catch your career and love readings when they drop in the coming weeks, hit subscribe and the notification bell and you won't miss them. Your energetic theme for March is new growth. So this is a month to expand, to unfurl, to heal, to strengthen, and to stretch yourself. You might finally be bouncing back from something that happened before, and for some of you, some of your past experiences are starting to make sense as to how they served you in the long run. Things you can put on your resume, even though you didn't really set out to learn them in the moment. So let's take a closer look and see how this could be showing up for you. You have the Seven of Wands. So one thing that could be growing is your boundaries. You could be setting new ones or getting more strong and firm and enforcing the ones you have. And I also see your name and your reputation. They could also be growing. You could be like getting new fans or new subscribers, new customers, or even new suitors for some of you. And you're starting to rise to the top, to shine, or to stand out from the crowd in some way. Next, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So there's something that you're growing that you almost can't see because the progress is so small each day. And at least, I would say at least you can't see it on the daily, but if you look back a year, you'd like be shocked at the difference. So this is the month that you start to see your daily efforts pay off, and the cumulative effect is finally becoming tangible. All right, so let's see, Eight of Swords. I'm trying to get the light to catch it. Okay. For some reason, these two together make me think of a bonsai tree at first. Like you're sculpting something or you're directing the shape of how something grows with the placement of strategic limitations. But really what I'm getting is that you're outgrowing some limiting beliefs, outgrowing caring so much what other people think. And it's helping you find a path forward that you couldn't see before. It's like when you kept yourself small, you couldn't see it. But as you expand and your consciousness grows, and for some of you, I'm going to say maybe growing a backbone even, but you're holding your head up higher, and that higher vantage point, it reveals those different options. So next you have, if I can get it, the Queen of Cups. So this new growth is the result of what you are nurturing emotionally. This is what you have watered, the seed that you have watered. They say that the grass is greener where you water it, and you are seeing something become more alive and more life supporting because of your emotional investment, because of the love that you've poured into it. And having done that, you've created like a spring that you can partake in for yourself as well by putting that into the world, putting it into the flow. So now with the Five of Wands, this one is really oddly specific, but some of you are literally resistance training, like with weights and the whole bit, but to build muscle. It's really something you should consider taking on if you can. Not that I give medical advice, but if that's not something you ever see yourself doing, it's more like sharpening and strengthening your beliefs and your ability to articulate and share them. There's competition with the Five of Wands, and so you're trying to grow in ways that give you an advantage, and you're putting in the work because you want to win or be chosen, and it is paying off. So that is some of the insight we can get with that new growth card, but let's see what other stories these cards will tell. So you have the Seven of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles. You are slowly but surely getting the upper hand, climbing little by little to the top of the heap. And one of your daily habits is bringing you a glow or almost a glow up. And you're elevating as a result of your work ethic in a particular area of your life. I can see promotions happening for a lot of you, but I can also see envy coming as a result from people who have not put in the same effort, who thought that they could just cut corners to get there. And they could try to make a big show of their work, but it's just not as effective as your more subtle and diligent long-term approach. So now with the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, you could be blocked from seeing the whole path forward and feel as though there isn't one. There is, but it only unfolds. It unfolds before you as you take each step. So like remember in Labyrinth, Sarah's sitting there talking to that worm. Or maybe you don't remember, maybe I'm dating myself, but she says she's going through this maze and she's like, there aren't any turns or any openings or anything. It's just straight. And the worm points to an opening across the way, and it just looks like solid wall. She's like, I don't see anything. But when she goes up to it, she can see it, and she finds out that it was an optical illusion all along. And there is a new path opening up from there. So don't get frozen in place because you can't see the way all the way to Z. You only have to get to B, and then C will reveal itself, and so on. So just put one foot in front of the other, and it'll all become clear. So with the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups, hopefully you are softening your self-talk a little bit and showing yourself some more love, because the Eight of Swords is a mental prison. Honestly, it's of your own, of one's own making. So they are hard thoughts that tell you, no, I can't have that, I can't do that, I need to do this first, etc. But if you wouldn't say these things to someone else, why would you say them to yourself? So take some of the compassion that you would so readily shower on others and apply it to yourself. Because there could also be an emotional and mental disconnect where your mind says one thing, but your heart says another. And in this case, it's not the rational mind, but it's the ego. And your heart is actually the keeper of the truth in the situation. So if you can sink into your heart, you can flow right out of that restricted mind space, headspace. So finally, you have the Queen of Cups with the Five of Wands. So I do see the potential for something to get heated at some point. So there's a sense of having to throw water on a fire before it gets out of hand. Maybe that's literal, keep some water handy, but for others of you, the key to overcoming the competition is going to lie in your self-care. You're going to win because you made sure you didn't get sleep deprived. You're going to win because you didn't punish yourself with restriction and you fed yourself properly. You're going to win because you didn't push yourself into burnout or injury. So there is such a thing as going too hard and losing your edge. And that is kind of your general information for March. And if you want to know what career and love have in store for you, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you then. Thank you.